Today, we're going to crack open the blueprint of a creator who built a digital empire with millions of followers, and she did it completely on her own. So let's break down exactly how she pulled it off.
This is the big dream for so many creators out there, right? Building a massive, successful business all by yourself. It honestly sounds almost impossible. Well, the person we're looking at today has actually figured it out. So let's just start with this number, 1.2 million. That's how many people follow Sola Zola on TikTok alone. But here's the thing, that huge audience isn't even the most impressive part of her story. It's what she does with it, how she turns those eyeballs into a real business.
And that really brings us to our first big idea, the rise of what you could call the new digital mogul. Sola Zola is the perfect example of a new kind of entrepreneur, one who builds a massive empire, not with a bunch of venture capital, but with a smartphone and a really, really smart strategy.
Okay, so before we go any further, let's just quickly define the world she's operating in. This is the creator economy. At its core, it's a system where basically anyone can turn their content and their audience into money, directly, without needing a big, traditional company acting as a gatekeeper.
All right, so with that stage set, let's officially meet the person who I think perfectly embodies this new model, Sola Zola.
So here are the quick stats. Sola Zola is just 27, she's based out of Estonia, and get this, she only started creating content back in 2020. In just a few short years, she's built a combined audience of over 3 million people. And a huge part of her strategy? The fact that she's trilingual. This lets her tap into Russian, Estonian, and English-speaking markets all at the same time.
Okay, so this is the million-dollar question, isn't it? How does she actually turn millions of followers into a real business? Let's get into the mechanics of her multi-platform empire and, the most important part, how it all makes money. Now, this is really key. This isn't just random posting across a bunch of apps. It's a super carefully designed ecosystem. Think of TikTok and Instagram as her wide-open front doors. They attract millions of people with free, viral content. From there, she guides her most engaged fans to the real business hubs, the subscription platforms like OnlyFans and Fansly. That's where the monetization happens. So what she's built is a classic but brilliantly executed two-step marketing funnel. Step 1 is all about discovery. She uses free content on massive platforms to cast a huge, wide net. Then comes Step 2, monetization. That's where she channels her most dedicated followers over to her paid platforms for all the exclusive stuff. But just getting people to pay is only half the battle. The really clever part is how she gets them to pay. It's definitely not a one-size-fits-all approach. I mean, just take a look at her Fansly pricing. She's got this really accessible tier for about $6, a mid-tier for more dedicated fans, and then a premium Fan Max option for almost $60. This kind of tiered system is just genius because it's designed to capture money from literally everyone, from the casual fan to the absolute die-hard superfan. Now all of this, the funnel, the pricing, the whole structure, it all leads to what might just be the most powerful part of her entire brand, the fact that she does it all herself. Let's talk about this independence factor.
This line, which is right in her bio, is basically her entire brand promise. She's not just selling content. What she's really selling is a direct, authentic connection that isn't being filtered through some agency or a management team. It's just her.
Of course, going it alone is a total double-edged sword. On the one hand, the pros are huge. You get complete creative control, you keep 100% of the profits, and you build that genuine connection with your audience. But the cons, they're just as real. There's a serious risk of burnout when every single bit of work falls on just one person. Okay, so let's zoom out for a second. What can we all learn from this? We've deconstructed her empire, so now let's try to assemble the actual blueprint for what modern success looks like.
Here's the main point. This isn't just a one-off success story. It's a repeatable blueprint. First, you diversify your platforms, giving each one a specific job. Second, you build that funnel to guide your audience. Third, you use tiered pricing to get the most out of every type of fan. And finally, you make authenticity a core part of your actual product.
And this really matters because her strategy isn't some kind of fluke. It's a sign of a massive economic shift that's happening right now. This solo operator, multi-platform model is rewriting the rules for what it even means to build a business today.
And all of this leaves us with one final big thought. As more and more individuals use these exact tools to build their own empires from their bedrooms, are we looking at the new face of entrepreneurship?